Hi, good morning. So is my screen visible? Okay, fine, perfect. And those who are not speaking, please go mute. Background noise is coming. Okay, so yesterday we have seen the example of this table, employee table, how to create this. So quickly I will create that table again. Create table, employee. Here's the syntax, and these all are the column names. Wherever number it, you have to mention integer or number, or if it is character or string, you have to mention varchar. Any question, please let me know. Okay. You might be thinking that yesterday I have written varchar, now I'm writing varchar 2. So that's why I just want to show you that you can use whatever you want, your wish. Okay, so this we have discussed yesterday. Creation of table. So this is the way you can create table. Table is created. Now if you want to see the structure, what is the command for that?
Describe employee.
Describe, right? Describe employee is the command. Okay, let me run this. Now you can see these all columns we have, right? Is this clear?
Yep.
Yeah. And type is same, number, direct 50. Any questions so far? So this is the syntax of creation of table. Any question, guys?
So Tanvir, just to clarify, so when we are creating columns for the tables, the last column we will not give comma.
We will not give comma. Exactly same as suppose if you want to write fruit names, apple, mango, right? Then after mango you will not give comma, right? It means this is the end. So exactly same like that only.
Oh, fine.
After that, if you will give comma here, no, what will happen? Your SQL engine will expect that the user will add some more column here. Okay, and this will throw error message. Suppose I'm trying to create a new table, because same table I cannot create. Let me show you. I'm trying to create a new table person. Okay. And the last column after that I have given comma here. So the SQL engine that will be expecting that the user will add some more column here. Okay, and this will throw error message. Let me show you this. Okay, this throwing error message. So that's why if that is the last column, you don't have to give comma after that. Hope this is clear.
Yep. Thank you.
Sure. And with the help of describe employee, DSC employee, you can see the structure of that. You can see all the 6 columns are here and their data type. Data type I'm not teaching much now. We will discuss in detail. Okay. And this is like null or not null. Null, not null, I will cover in coming classes. Any questions so far?
Yeah, I have one more question.
Yeah, please.
So, you have mentioned
Your voice is a bit low. Can you please either come to mic? Yeah.
at the time of table creation, you have mentioned age as number, salary, and employee ID as integer. So when you have the describe the table, given the table structure, it is shown type number. All are numbers. So what is the difference?
They both are same. So just purposely, intentionally, I've tried to show you that whenever you have number columns like employee ID is a number, integer column, salary is integer. Integer in the sense you want to enter the value, that will be integer, right? Age again is an integer. So that is totally your wish. You can add int or you can add number. That is totally your wish. That's why I have shown both the examples. I have used here int, I have used here number. Okay. But it will show as a number. That's not an issue. That's not a concern.
Oh,
okay.
I was thinking integer in the sense if there is any decimal acceptance, number means only round figures.
No. That decimal round, that is something different. We will discuss all those things. Okay. Float and round keywords will come. We will discuss that. So intentionally, I don't want to cover all those things right now. Maybe that will create confusion. Okay. But all those things are there. And guys, many times it will happen that you are asking question and I will tell you that, okay, we will cover this in the next slide, in the coming slide, or tomorrow, day after tomorrow. But please make a note of those questions. And when I'm covering those topics, and if your question is still unanswered, you please remind me that this question was there, you told that we will cover, but that has not been answered so far. So please remind me in that case, okay? So any other question, guys? Yes or no? Any other question? No? Okay, perfect. So now this is done. We have seen the structure, everything is fine. After that, we want to insert the data. To insert the data, when you want to insert the record or data, this is the keyword you have to use, insert into. And then the table name you have to mention. Here the table is employee. I mentioned table name as employee. Okay. What are values we have? These all are the values we have. And I want to insert this records. So this is the first record. Let me add it here. The string, we have discussed yesterday that this must be within quotes. Okay. What about numbers? Do we need to keep numbers in quotes?
We can also keep, but not necessary.
Perfect. Very good answer. If you want, you can keep that in quotes. If you don't want, your wish. That's not a consent. Okay. So let me show you this. So it is showing one row is inserted. Now, if I want to verify that the record has been inserted or not, what is the command for that?
Select star from employee.
Very good. Select star from employee. And from this, you can understand, you can view that data has been inserted or not. So it is inserted. Now, please check whether it is inserted in the same manner or not. That is, ID was 1. So here ID is 1. Name was A. Name is A. Salary was 100. Salary is 100. Department is tech. Department is tech. Age was 28. Age is 28. Gender is male. It means data has been inserted correctly. Okay. Any question on this? Suppose the next record is this one. Okay. You want to insert this record. Here you can see I am giving numbers in quotes. And one more thing I want to change. This 101 is the salary, right? I want to shift it at the first place. And I want to shift to here. So what will happen? Is this fine or that will create any problem? What do you think, guys?
The system will accept the same because it is a numerical character. So it will accept the same. In the both place, it is mentioned as a numerical character. So it will accept the same.
Correct. So what will happen? I have swapped the sequence. Means salary I have given at the ID position. The first one was the ID. Salary I've kept at the ID position. And ID I've kept at the salary position. You can see ID was at the first position. But I've kept here salary at the first position. Salary was at the third position, but I've kept salary at first here, right? ID was at first, but I've kept ID at third. So now my question is, if I will execute this, so what will happen? So this will not create any error message. Let me show you this. No error message is coming. It has inserted the record. Why? Because the SQL engine, it will not check for the sequence. Okay. It will assume that the user knows the sequence and user has entered the value in the correct sequence only. The SQL engine will throw error message only when you are entering value in different data type. Different data type in the sense, suppose here sales is the department. Sales is, or take some other example. Age is 35. It is number. But if you are passing some characters here, okay, let me pass some character X. Okay. So in this case, what will happen? Age is number, correct? SQL engine is expecting a number, integer. But what you are passing here? Character. And the data type of character is different. Data type of number is different. So in this case, your SQL engine will throw error message. So invalid number, error message is coming, right? Why? Because here the SQL engine was expecting a number. Why? Because you have mentioned here that age column is of number data type. Correct? Is this clear? Any question, guys, on this?
Yeah, clear.
Okay. Now let me show you the output of this. Let's start from employee. Now here you see, do you think the second record is correct?
No, sequence interchanged.
Sequence is changed. So the sequence, your SQL engine will not check for the sequence, guys. Okay. If you are thinking that this should give error message, this will not give error message. Sequence, you have to take care. Even if you are adding a wrong sequence, SQL engine will accept it. But ultimately, you are storing a wrong value here. You are showing that employee ID 101 is earning salary 2. This is incorrect number. Correct? So that is why always be careful with the sequence. So this record is not inserted correctly. I will delete this record. I will explain you that how to delete and all those things. We have deleted this record. So far we have this only first record. Now I want to insert this record. So I need to correct the sequence. For ID 2, salaries 101. Okay, let me, and this was age was how much? 35. These are the basic things, but you should know one row is inserted. You want to cross verify, you check from selected star from employee. This is showing. Now hope this is correct, right? So that's why you should be very careful. The sequence. Now this is the third record. This is also inserted. Similarly, if you want to cross verify, you can check this. Okay, we have 3 records now. Now, you might be thinking that every time if I have to insert a record, I have to create this query and I have to insert it. That take time. If I have 100 records, so how I can do that, right? That's a valid question. So in that case, what you can do is there is a file import utility. If you have data in Excel sheet, okay, you can directly import it from there. Ideally in projects, we don't do this activity of inserting one by one. We will keep the data. If you have millions of records, thousands of records, you will keep that in Excel sheet and you will import it from there. Any questions so far?
Sir, always you are mentioning SQL engine. What not? I mean, in simple language, it's like compiler, sir.
Okay. Sorry. Good question. Always, yeah, I'm mentioning SQL engine, correct? So you have compiler and interpreter in other languages. So those who are from non-technical background, please don't get confused what is compiler, interpreter, and all those things. So in SQL world, suppose when I'm executing this query, okay, when I will execute this query, execute means when I will click on run. You have here run button. When I will click on run, so what will happen after this? You have many components inside the SQL. Okay, the first one is like your query. What I can say that parser, yeah, query parser, it will break it, okay, and then it will check for the syntax, that the syntax is correct or not. After that, it will check for the semantics. Semantics means this table exists in the database or not. Yeah, meaning you can tell, yeah, this table exists in the database or not. So first of all, the SQL will check for the syntax and semantics. Okay. If it is, suppose, if I will write like this, if I will remove this, if I will write insert int employee, let me execute this. This is throwing error message. Why this is throwing error message? Because after insert, the syntax is you have to write into, but you have written int here. So it means you are not following the protocol. You're not following the syntax of SQL. And that is why this has thrown error message. So when you will execute the query, so the query parser, it will check for the syntax and semantics. First of all, the syntax is correct or not. And after that, it will check for the table. Suppose those not speaking, please go on mute. Suppose I will write this. Now what will happen? This is again throwing error message. Table of view does not exist. Guys not speaking, please go on mute. Yeah, fine. Thank you. So again, this is throwing error message. Why? Because this table is not there in the database with this name. Correct. So that's why first of all, it will check that syntax is correct or not. Those tables in which you want to insert data, that is present or not. After that, you have an engine, that is the SQL engine. Okay, that will process it. Okay, again, a lot of stories are there that it will optimize the query, and then it will check that what is the input output space, what is the disk space you have, what is the memory you have. Okay, and as per that, it will optimize the query, and then it will run it, and then that will throw the output. So in a very high level, I use term SQL engine, and most of the platforms you will see people were mentioning SQL engine. Engine means the internal functioning. When you are clicking on run, what is happening internally? A lot of things are happening internally. So that term we used to coin as SQL engine. Okay. Yeah, I hope that is clear. So these are the ways, like whenever you want to insert record, you have to insert record like this. Now here what I will do, I will run this both query in a single go. You can do that. Just select both the queries and then so one row inserted, one row inserted. So now finally you can check the data is inserted or not. Okay. Data is inserted, all looks good. So far we have learned how to create table. Okay, some basic syntax we have seen, some basic idea of data type we have understood. Okay, and then we have seen that how to insert data in a table. Okay, I hope this is clear. If anyone is having any question, please ask. No question, guys? Okay. I want to show you one thing here. Okay, I'm trying to insert a new record with ID 6, salary 140, and all this information. Let's see what is happening. This was giving some error message. Can you explain anyone why this was giving error message?
Because we have given varchar the limit of the data. I think that is it.
Yeah. See, now if you will read this error message, this is telling value too large for column. Ignore this one. Ignore this one. Okay. Value too large for column. Which column? Employee gender. So SQL engine is telling that value is too large for employee gender. Actual is 4. Maximum is 1. Okay. So what is the meaning of this? Please try to understand. When you have created this employee table, at that moment you have mentioned that I want a column gender, and the size you have mentioned here as 1. It means you are allocating only one chair for gender, okay, or one space for gender. But here, how many characters you have passed? 4 characters. So that is what SQL engine is telling, that actually you have passed 4 characters, but maximum I have a space for 1 character only. So that is why this has thrown error message. So you have to be very careful about this. Okay. Any question? Is this clear, guys?
Yeah, clear.
Clear. Now you can ask a question that Tanvir, then why you are taking risk? Why you have kept it 1? Always keep it something at very high number, 1,000, 2,000, so that we should be on a safer side. This kind of error message should not come again and again. Correct thought. We can keep this size at a very high number, 1,000, 2,000, something like that. But the problem is, suppose you are organizing a party, so you will hire some chairs, right? So you will hire chairs as per your guest. Suppose if you are expecting 20 guests, so at max you will hire 25 chairs or 30 chairs, right? Nobody will hire 1,000 chairs. Why? Because that will be a wastage of money, correct? Similarly, when you are writing here 1,000, you are asking more space, okay? And if that space is not used, that is a wastage of your space. So that is why when you're working in project, real-time project, you have to be very careful of all those things. You should not utilize the table space or the database space without any reason. Okay. I hope all these things are clear. So I'm proceeding with the next topic now. But please, if you have any question, please ask. This was the very basic things which we have discussed so far. Now this is your final table employee. Okay. Now, this is the syntax. Select is a reserved keyword. When you will write select, your SQL engine will understand that the user wants something from me. See, so far with the help of insert or with the help of create, I'm not asking something from SQL engine, but I'm giving something to SQL engine, right? When I've created a create table, I'm giving a table to SQL engine. When I'm using insert into, I'm giving some record to SQL engine. But when you're writing select, the story is different. The moment you will write select, the SQL engine will understand that the user wants something. User is expecting something, okay? And after that, you have written star. So in SQL word, a star means everything. A star means everything, all the records, all the columns. And this star is known as a costly keyword in SQL word. We will discuss that why this is costly keyword and you should not use it. Okay, we'll discuss all these things, but this is very costly keyword. Okay. And then you have from. From means you are telling to SQL engine that from which table I want the data. Now, I have a question. Right now, I have created this employee table. So SQL engine should know that this is the table. Then why I have to mention this? What is the reason? Why I need to mention the table name?
Many tables might be there. So the engine
Correct.
cannot identify.
In your database, you can have n number of tables, 100, 200, 1,000 tables, 500 tables. Okay. So that is why explicitly you have to mention the table name from which you want the data. And then you need to execute. Just click on this run button and you will show you the output. Okay. Now here, suppose maybe like when you're working in project, no? So or those who are working in project, you will be having 20 columns, 40 columns. And suppose you're not interested in all the columns. Suppose you want to see employee ID only. Then remove this star and you write employee ID only. Okay, just this one. So if you will run this, you will see that only employee ID come here. You can see only employee ID is coming here, correct? Or suppose you don't want to see employee ID, you are interested only in name of the employee. You can write only name. It will show you only name of the employee. Name is not coming. What is the name? Employee name. Why this error message is coming, guys?
That variable is not presented in the table.
Very good. I am asking name column, but in this employee table, do you have name column? It is not there. You have employee name column. So that's why you have to use exact name, employee name. Now you can see it has shown all the employee name. Okay. Now suppose we want employee name and salary both. So what you will do? Give comma and write salary. So now this query will show you the employee name and their salary. See, you are getting only employee name and salary here. Suppose you want gender as well. So again, write comma and write gender. It will show you employee name, salary, and gender from the employee. Any questions so far? Hope this is clear. Clear to everyone? Any question?
Yeah, clear.
Question. Okay, if this is clear, so you understood that you can fetch all the columns, or if you want a particular column, you can fetch that column as well. So it means you can customize this. Okay. And one more thing I want to add here. Whenever you're writing a query, make it a habit. Okay. That after select what all you want, keep it in one line. And then from, keep it in another line. I'm not telling this is rule. This is not a rule. But there are some best habits, some best practices. Like when you're going to lunch, the best practice is wash your hand. Even if you're not washing hand, no one will stop you, right? Similarly, these are the best practices. This will help you to debug the query when you're writing 200 lines of queries, okay, in your projects. So this will help you if there is some issue, some mistake. So by this you can identify, okay. And after select whatever you have written, this is known as select clause. This is known as select clause, okay. And after from whatever you have written, this is known as from clause, okay. Now this is select star from employee and you're getting all the employee information. But here suppose I want only those employees details who are working in tech department. I want to apply filter condition here, right? Many times when you are doing some shopping on e-commerce app, something like Amazon or Flipkart, no? Suppose you are planning to buy an AC. So when you will type AC on that Amazon or Flipkart, any other application, you will see n number of AC that will show, 100, 200 ACs it will show, and you will get confused. So what you will do there? How you do the shopping?
Check for the price and review.
Price and you will review, but you will apply some filter. No, suppose you want 1.5 ton AC. So you will be having filter at the left side, right? You will click on 1.5 ton. So now you will get only that 1.5 ton AC, right? And again, if you want that, okay, I want only blue star AC. So you will again click on blue star. So again, that will filter out. I think you all have noticed that, you all have experienced that filtering, right? So similarly in SQL world, you have a filter and that is where. Okay, where is a keyword, reserved keyword in SQL. This acts as a filter. Okay, so you have to write where department, and exactly this thing happens in that e-commerce site when you are applying filters. This thing happens internally. Okay, so I will write where department is equal to tech. So when I will execute this query, so what will happen? The SQL engine will understand that, okay, user wants only those employee details who are working in tech department. Okay. Now, if I will execute this, what should be the output, guys?
1A 100 tech 28 young welcome.
Right? Because only employee ID 1 is working in tech department. Okay, let me show you this. Okay, you got that output? Hope this is clear. Any question? You guys are not asking questions. This is not good. Okay, now suppose I have written tech like this, all in lowercase. And if I will execute this, what will happen?
Even though it will fetch the same data. It is not a case sensitive, so it will fetch the same part.
Okay, so you will get the same data. Okay, someone told that this will throw error message. Very good. Any other answer, guys? No. Okay, see. SQL will throw error message only when you are violating rule. Okay, only when you are violating rule. You are riding a bike. Okay, and the police they will issue a challan only when you are violating some rules, right? If suppose you are riding bike and you are wearing jeans pant, you think they will issue challan? No.
They cannot issue because that's not a violation. Similarly, here in SQL world, this will throw error message only when you are either violating the syntax or semantics. Okay. As far as syntax is concerned, tell me, is there any problem in this query with the syntax? Have I violated any syntax here?
No.
No.
No, we have not violated any syntax. Everything as per the SQL rules and regulations, right? Now coming to semantics. Do you have employee table in the database? Yes, we have. We have department column. Yes, we have. The semantics is also correct. So this will not throw any error message. Is this clear first of all?
Yes.
Clear to everyone, guys? These are very important concepts, very basic and very important. Please make it clear. If it is not clear, ask me again and again. SQL will throw error message only when you are violating the rules. Okay. See, you might be thinking that, okay, within quotes, you have written take in lowercase. Within quotes, this is your world. You can write anything. Because of this, SQL can never throw any error message. Okay. Inside your house, you can do whatever you want. Okay. Nobody can disturb, right? Similarly, department is equal to take. You have written whatever you want, you can put it here. SQL will not throw error message. Now, someone told that this will give me the exactly same output. Okay, let me execute this. But this will not give you the same output. No data found you will get as an output. No data found. Why? Any idea why this is giving no data found? Because we have a tech department in the table, but SQL is telling that no data found. SQL is saying we don't have any tech records. See, the reason is why this is throwing this message. This is not error, and please remember, this is not error. Don't consider this as an error. Okay. The reason is, yesterday I have taught you that SQL is not case sensitive, right? If you guys remember, we have discussed that SQL is not case sensitive. You can write in lowercase, you can write in uppercase. But at that moment, I have told you that yes, there are few exceptions where SQL is case sensitive. So yes, SQL is case sensitive with data. These all are data. 1A, take, 103, operation. These all are data. SQL is case sensitive with data. If this text is in uppercase, you have to write it in uppercase only. If you're writing in lowercase, the SQL will not detect this. Okay. So that is why when you have written this in lowercase, SQL was searching for the lowercase text. But there is no lowercase text here, or text is in uppercase. That is why SQL Engine is telling that no data found. Is this clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Similarly, tell me for this one. If I will execute this, what should be the output?
HR department record will come.
HR department record,
Records,
right? Let me show you this. This is coming. Now, if I will keep this in lowercase, then
it will not come.
No data found. Why? Because this is data. Data is case sensitive. Okay. Now, if I will keep like this, H in uppercase, R in lowercase, then what will happen?
It will not come.
It will not come because data is case sensitive. You have to write in exactly same manner how it is present. No data found. Okay. That's why you have to write exactly the same case how it is present in your database. Any question on this? No questions? Okay, now you can ask a question that, okay, Tanvir, this is fine. You have only 5 records and you can see that, okay, this HR is there. Okay. You can ask a question that, Tanvir, okay, suppose I have one record like this. Yeah, I have a record like this. I'm inserting a new record. Oh. And you can insert record whenever you want. There are no restrictions. I've inserted a new record with ID 6. Name is E and 140 is the salary. HR is the department. Let me show you this data. Okay, this is the data in front of you. Now I have those who are not speaking, please mute. Thank you. Okay. Now this is the data in front of you, correct? Now you have two records with HR department, right? Am I correct, guys? You have two records with HR department, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now suppose my boss, my manager is telling me that, okay, Tanvir, I want to see the details of all the employees who are working in HR department. Okay, this is the requirement. I told, okay, fine. I've written this query. I've written this query and I executed this. And I told to my manager that here only employee ID 3 is working in HR department. Now, is this the correct information which I'm showing to my manager? Or something is missing? What do you think?
Yeah, something is missing. HR, small HR is missing.
So yeah, something is missing. What is missing here is there is one more employee with ID 6, okay, who is working in HR department. One more employee with ID 6 is working in HR department, but I have not shown this in output, correct? So my manager told me that no, this is not correct. Yeah, you are showing this output. This is not correct. Correct. Why? Because there are two employees who are working in HR department, but we are showing only one. Then I told the reason that, okay, sir, SQL is case sensitive with data. And that's why if I will use this HR, this is coming. Then I thought that, okay, let's keep the lowercase HR. Okay, then I've executed this query. Now tell me, is this correct output?
No.
This is also not correct. Now we are missing the earlier value. Okay, so I'm a bit confused what to do. If I'm using the capital HR, the employee ID C is coming. If I'm using lowercase HR, employee ID 6 is coming. So both the ways are not working. Okay, so to solve this problem, you have a concept of lower. Okay, just write lower before the column. Okay, and then execute this query. I will explain you how this is working, but let's see the output. Now, do you think is this the correct output, guys?
Yeah, it is right.
Yes.
You got the output? Okay. Now let's try to understand what has happened, what magic this lower has done. Okay, please try to understand this. So this is the total data in our table. This is the employee table and this is the data. And this is the query which I have executed right now. Now try to understand from SQL Engine perspective what SQL Engine is doing actually. Whenever you're writing query, okay, so don't think that the SQL Engine starts from this select. It doesn't happen like this. The SQL Engine starts from the from keyword. First of all, it will search for the from keyword. So first of all, it will execute this one. Okay. Then the SQL Engine will see that, okay, user is looking data from the employee table. Fine. It will search for the employee table in the entire database. Okay. In the database, I have mentioned, you can have n number of tables, 100, 200 tables. Okay. It will search for this table. So it will make a copy of this table in this local memory or buffer, wherever it is. Okay. So now it has made a local copy. So first of all, I am repeating. First of all, it will start with the from. The SQL Engine starts with the from keyword. So this is done. It has searched for this employee table in the database. It has made a copy and it has kept it here. Okay. After from, it will go to where clause. This one. It will go to where. Now, this is what you have to understand. Where you have written lower department. Okay, you have written lower department. The moment you have written lower department, what your SQL Engine will do, it will create a dummy column with the name lower department. Okay. And it will convert all this department value in lowercase. Now you see, please verify. All the department are converted in lowercase or not? Yes or no?
Yes.
All are converted in lowercase, correct? This is converted in lowercase. And you see this all are happening in the dummy area of SQL engine. SQL is not disturbing the original table. You see original table, nothing has done. It is as it is. So it has taken a copy first of all, and then he is playing with the data. Okay, it has converted the lower department in the lowercase. Then you have mentioned HR. Then it will search that in lower department, where is this HR in lowercase? So where is the HR in lowercase? This is the one. It will stop here. Okay. And corresponding to this, it will highlight this data. Okay. So far clear. And then after this task is done, then it will go to this select. Always select will come at the very last. It will come to this one. Select a star. You want all the data, then it will select all the data from here. It will keep it here. And the column names it will select, because you have written a star means all the columns you want. And this will show this as a final output. So this is how your SQL engine actually works. Okay. Some of the times when you are giving interview in some product-based company, they can ask this kind of in-depth question that actually what is happening.
And we're sorry to interrupt. We have one more HR recording. So we should pick that out, right?
Yeah, correct. Sorry, I missed this. This is also HR, very good. So this will also be picked. Yeah, sorry, I missed this. Okay, so now you have both the HR records in front of you. So how this has solved the problem is, first of all, your SQL engine has converted all this is in lowercase. So HR, which what was in uppercase earlier, that is also converted in lowercase, and which one is in lowercase, that will be in lowercase only. So now you have two records with lowercase HR. So now easily it will compare with this HR and you'll get both the records here. Any question?
Tanvir, I have one question. In real time, in my office, I am not using any lowercase order, but however, it is fetching all the records, whatever it is, lowercase or uppercase, it is fetching it. How it is possible?
Sorry, I didn't get your question. In your office, you're not using.
I am not using lowercase. If I request for department, so might be it all the records will be uppercase, right?
Correct. So in your case, maybe all the records are in uppercase. So if you are very much sure that all the records are in uppercase, so no need to use this lower. Directly you can write department is equal to HR.
Let me check today if I am having any records. Okay.
Yeah, please check that. Okay. Or you can connect with me after this session. Okay.
Sure,
But generally, guys, I have experienced this kind of scenario. Once I was working in the project and we were having 13 million record. Okay, and that 13 million record, it is difficult to find. Please go on mute, guys, those who are not speaking. So in those 13 million record, it is difficult to find where it is in lowercase or uppercase. Okay, and ultimately what happened? We have used directly department is equal to HR, and then we observed that few of the records are missed. So then we have made a habit that using this lower. Okay, and then we are sure that all the records will be fetched. So, but if you are sure that department always it is in uppercase, you can write directly department is equal to HR. But this is a safer side. Even if everything is in uppercase, this will fetch you the data, not an issue. Okay. Any question?
Yeah, maybe Tanvi, there is a chance to using the wildcard entries, right? Like and percentage. With that one, we can get both.
No.
Right.
Wildcard also. No, you will not get both. When I will cover wildcard, I will discuss that. But with the help of wildcard as well, you will not get that well. You can try that. You will not get it. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, fine. Very good. Any other question, guys? No questions.
Yeah, I have one question, Tanvir.
Yeah.
So while inserting, let's say the first employee ID, if we try to insert one more time the same value, so will it create duplicates or will it override it?
It will create duplicate. Let me show you that.
Oh, even with the same ID also.
Yeah, that will be duplicate. Yeah, Tirupati, sorry, I didn't get you. You messaged something. I didn't get you. Tirupati, can you explain what you're telling? Input and exit data would be in
Yeah,
uppercase.
the other
Yeah.
person asked questions, right? Yeah, he mentioned like all data are they're switching out. So the input itself, the data would be on uppercase with the
Yeah,
restriction on data input. Yeah.
correct. Yeah. So if the data when you have inserted, you are sure that is in uppercase. So you can write department, directly write department is equal to HR. Okay. But that, okay, let me show you. So let's start. Right. That duplicate one I will come. Sorry, I have missed that, but I will explain you after this. See, you can use this query directly, but for this, if you are 100% sure that all the department values, the data are in uppercase, so please go ahead with this, use this, performance will be better. Okay. But if you are not sure, or in our case, when I was working on a project, on a safer side, we have made this habit that sometime you never know that the source team, what kind of data they can send. Okay. So you can use this as well. But if you're sure that all in uppercase, please go ahead with this one, this query. This is fine, no issues. Okay. Now someone asked me the question that Tanveer, okay, I have this employee ID 1A100, take this value is there in this database. What if I want to insert this again? Yes, you can insert this again, not an issue. Again, this will be inserted. Okay, you can get this one. Let me show you that. One row inserted. Okay, let me show you the output. You have duplicate records, right? But if that is the question that Tanveer, no, I don't want duplicate records. If someone is trying to insert same record again, I don't want that to be inserted. There is some mechanism that the SQL engine should not accept duplicate record. Yes, we have mechanism of primary key. When we will discuss, I will tell you that. Okay. Have I answered your question?
Okay, but for now, if you don't define primary keys and all, if we are inserting with the same ID,
correct.
Then it will
Duplicate you can
duplicate,
insert.
right?
Yeah. That's what I've shown you here. I've inserted the same record again, and you can see the same record is inserted. SQL engine will not stop you. There are mechanisms through which you can stop anyone to insert the duplicate record. We will discuss that. Primary key, null, constraint. No? When we will discuss all those things, we will discuss it. Okay. So far, so good. Any question, guys? You understood this concept of lower? Okay. Okay. Similarly, you have one more concept. Okay. Instead of lower, you can write here upper. Okay. But then you have to keep everything in uppercase. Okay. Sorry. Uppercase. Now let me show you first of all this. First of all, please check. Are you getting both the records? Both the records are present here, right? So you can use lower, but here you have to keep everything in lowercase. If you want to use upper, you have to keep this in uppercase. Okay. Now let's try to understand how this upper is working. And the working is exactly same as lower, what I have shown you right now. Okay. This is the query of upper. So what will happen? First of all, same thing. It will convert all the data in uppercase. All these records will be converted in uppercase. Now please verify all the records are converted in uppercase. So first of all, your SQL engine will convert everything in uppercase. Even this lowercase HR is converted in uppercase, right? And then your SQL engine will try to search for this HR in this data. So it will find that, okay, these two records have HR. And then corresponding to this, these two are the records, and it will fetch it and it will show it to you. So your wish, you can use lower or you can use upper, whatever you want. Is this clear?
Yeah, I have one more question.
Yeah.
So at the time of table creation, let's say for the department HR, if one character is in small letter and one character is in uppercase, so what happens in that case?
Same thing.
Know, right? Oh, same thing will
same thing. Let me show you that example. This is a very good use case we have mentioned. Suppose we have an employee ID 7. Okay, employee ID 7 is there, and his name is F. Some dummy data I'm taking, right? Okay, name is F. And you are telling that I want H in upper. This is what you are telling. I want H in uppercase, R in lowercase, right?
Yes, yes.
Same thing will happen if this is an upper and lower case. So use any of this, lower or upper. Okay, they will take care of all the cases. Let me show you this. Now you have 3 records. This is also coming, right? Okay. So what your SQL engine has done is it has converted. Let me copy this record here. So you have one more record here. This is the one. So when you are using lower, it will convert this in lower AHR, and then it will check here that this is a lower. Okay, and the corresponding this record will be fetched. Exactly same. So that's why I'm telling you, if you're not sure about the case, so better use upper or lower. Whether any mixed case is there, so it will catch all the records. Have I answered your question?
Yes, I'm clear.
Okay, perfect. So this was all about lower and upper. But guys, see, if I would have thought, I would have told you just this one, that okay, use lower department and HR. That's all, you will get the record. Use upper and then you will get the record. But please try to understand that how internally the SQL engine is working. That's what I have tried to show you here. That internally, what is happening? First of all, which keyword your SQL is taking. After that, where it is going. Why I'm explaining all those things? Because once you will start working on the complex queries now, so this will help you. So this is where the students they fail while writing the complex queries. So that's why try to understand how the SQL engine is working internally, and this will help you to solve the complex queries. Okay. Any other question, guys?
Tanvir,
Yeah.
by mistake, I have added one employee in an employee name, a new employee ID with the previous employee name in small lower HR. But after executing, I just changed that, and while executing, both data is showing. To how to delete that?
Are you talking about deletion?
Actually, I was practicing that department HR in both lower and uppercase.
Okay. Yeah.
But by mistake, I just put an employee name D instead of F. So and now I'm executing, then both data previous that D with small HR department and F with small both are coming. So I just want to delete one from them.
So you are talking about deletion. Okay, so deletion I am not covering now. Okay, when you will cover that, I will tell you. But if that's the requirement in your project, please connect with me after class. Okay, I will explain you.
Okay.
Is that fine? Okay, because deletion is totally different subject. Okay, but fine, good use case. Connect with me. I will help you. Okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
I have a question.
Yeah. Tell me.
Here we're selecting all columns, right?
Yeah, we're selecting all the columns.
So what if we select only few columns that are not part of where column? So how things will work internally at that point of time?
Yeah, I got your question. Those who are not speaking, first please go on mute. I'm really sorry, it's disturbing. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, the question is that Tanvir, if in this query or this query you are selecting all the columns, right? Yeah, you select star here, so of course I'm selecting all the columns. And in where is the filter? Please remember this where will come at least 1,000 times in our entire training course. This where is the filter. I've used department here. Okay, so now the question is that Tanvir, if I want to select any other column which is not present in the where clause, can I do that? Select clause is your playground. You can do whatever you want. So you see, I have used select by ID. Okay, let me show you this. You got this value, or if you want employee name, whatever you want, your wish, no one is going to stop you. You see, okay, or you want employee name and salary, can get this. Okay, hope I answered your question.
Yeah, yes, Tanvir. Yeah. In this case, you said SQL will first get a copy of whole table, right? So in this case, it will get the whole copy, or it will get only employee name and salary columns.
Okay, very good, very good, very good. Let me explain you this. So this is the query. Okay, or take suppose this was the query, right? I have done this, correct? Executed this. Oh no, you're talking about two columns only, no? Okay. So suppose now we are executing this query, correct? This query. And this is the upper department. So I have told you that first of all, it will create the department in uppercase. We keep it here. Oh, sorry. This formula we have used there, no, that's what is not coming here. Let me copy this again. So this is the table. It has taken a copy here. And this is the query which we are trying to execute. Okay. So first of all, where it will go, which is the first keyword SQL Engine will hit.
From.
Yeah. First of all, SQL Engine will come to this from keyword. Then what it will do? It will check that which table user is asking. The user is asking for employee table. The SQL Engine will search for the employee table in the entire database. It will make a copy here, right? The copy is done. Just created a copy. This is done. After, from where it will go?
Condition.
Where condition or the filter condition, right? So after from it will go to this condition. In where condition you have used upper department. So first of all, your SQL will convert the department in uppercase. Okay. So let me convert this is in uppercase. So all the departments are converted in uppercase, right? Okay. After this, this is equal to HR. It will search where it is HR. Okay, these three are HR. Okay, it will highlight these three records. These three are HR. Corresponding to this, these three are the three records. It will highlight this as well. Okay, where task is over. After where it will go?
Select clause.
Select clause. In select clause, the SQL Engine will see that user is asking only. This is not good color now. This is not good color. This is good color. Okay. The SQL Engine will see that user is asking only employee name and salary. So from here it will copy employee name and salary. To paste it here. Okay. Employee name, you have these three records. It will copy from here. Paste it here. Salary, you have these three records. Copy from here. Paste here. So it will show you this is an output. Is that clear? Is that clear, guys? Yeah. Okay. Any other questions?
Is the SQL, is the SQL engine creating the copy in temp DB or
everything in temp DB? After you have executed this, no? After you have executed, you got the output. So your SQL engine will delete all these things. This all will be flushed. This will be deleted. Okay. And I will show you the proof of that. Now see, we have used their upper department, and I've shown you here that this was converted in upper department, your HR. Now, okay. Now please check the original data again. Select the start from employee. This is our original tip, right? Please check it. Now tell me one thing. In this employee table, still this HR is in upper and lower case both. This HR in upper case, this is in lower case. Why? But here we have converted all HR in all department in upper case, no? HR in upper case. But why this is still in lower case and upper case both? What is the reason?
When we execute that upper department HR query, the result will be saved in the temp member.
Temp table, correct. So your SQL engine is not disturbing the original table. Original table will be as it is. So that is what I told you, that first of all, it will make a copy. Okay. This is the copy. And then it will play with the copy. It will modify the data, whatever you want, it will do. But your original table, see, this was the original table, no? This is as it is. It is not disturbing this table. Hope this is clear. That's what I have shown you. I have proved you here. As if you see the original table, no? The data is as it is. How you have inserted the data. Is this clear? Have I answered the question?
Yes, when it is clear from temp.
So from temp it will be clear. Once you have executed this query, you got the output. Everything will flush from the temp table, from the temp area. Nothing will be there. Okay.
Got it.
Okay, fine. Any other question?
We have a question like, if we want to create like hundreds or thousands of records in a table, how do we do in a bulk?
Okay. So very good question, valid question. I used to get this question most of the batches. So the question is that, okay, Tanvir, here you have 5 to 6 records. So manually you have done this. Okay, what if I have 1,000 records and I have to do that? So the best way is keep all those 1,000 records in an Excel file, okay, with the correct column name. And then you can import it directly. You have import feature, okay, or you can write a query for that as well. No need to write this 1,000 times. No need to write this. That will be like you have to take. That will you have to spend a good amount of time. No need to go through this. Okay. Keep the return Excel file and import it. If you're interested, I will show you how to import that. Okay, that you can do. And those who know the Python, you know that read write function of Python file operations. Through that as well, you can. So you can connect your Python to your database, and from that you can do that. But this is not a feasible option, of course. This I'm showing you just that when you want to insert 1 or 2 records, but never in project when you are inserting bulk records, we don't use this. This is used whenever you want to add few records. Okay, but for the bulk insertion, we use through a Python or through import functionality. Okay, is that fine? Have I answered your question? Is that clear?
Yeah, Tanvir, can you please show it on tomorrow how to import the data from external site?
Yeah, sure. I will show you. I'll show you that. Okay. A Microsoft SQL.
What command we are using, we have to know so that we
very
will also.
Simple, like very simple. If you want, I can show you that command in that ETL classes. Use that. One minute, let me show that. See, yeah, this is the command through which you can insert. So here I am telling that I have kept all my data in this file, shoppersmumbai.txt. This is the file. So from this file, all the records will be loaded into this table, Shoppers Mumbai. Okay, this is the one you can. I will show you this. Okay, don't worry. Any other question, guys, on this? No questions?
Nothing from my side.
Okay, so already we are late. I want to close exactly at 8 because I know many of you have office commitments as well. You will be traveling. Okay.
Yes.
So that's all for today, guys. Okay. I hope you would have liked the session. Please keep the session interactive, ask questions, whatever is coming in your mind, whether it is silly or tough, don't bother about that.
Excuse me, sir. Sorry,
yeah.
Sorry to disturb you. Continue. Just, sir, small, like we can only take some small examples from internet and practice on this live SQL, sir. Like we are on. I'm also having time constraints, sir.
You can practice the questions from wherever you want, but I will also give you questions for practice. Okay, this is just a starting. Keep some patience level. A lot of questions will come, and I'm sure at certain point of time you'll not be having time to solve the questions. You'll give me excuses. But sir, I'm very much occupied to see all these questions are there for you only. Okay.
No, but when you are giving, when you're giving assignments, sir, just make sure that 3 or 4 you give the solution also to just keep it like with some.
No. How I used to do is, first of all, I will give you the question. Okay.
Because we'll get demotivated if you are not able to answer it.
Don't get demotivated. Okay. Don't get demotivated. This is very simple. SQL is very simple. Just be regular in the class and try to solve the assignment. Next class, I used to discuss assignment only. Okay. So it's very simple. Not an issue. Okay. Okay, guys. Fine then. I will share the recording and all those things with you. We will continue tomorrow. Okay. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you, sir.